on this 2024 Memorial Day. A time to remember those who gave their life for our nation and for our freedom. On this day, we celebrate those World War II heroes and D-Day patriots who fought back the tyranny of aggression against our freedom, many paying the ultimate sacrifice. We remember the service members and families still suffering with invisible wounds. And today, Memorial Day 2024, we celebrate our great American heroes who have laid such a supreme and costly sacrifice onto the altar of freedom, and ask that you would bring comfort to all survivors as our nation remembers their patriotism. Oh God, our prayer today is that we unite together as a nation and embrace one another with dignity and respect for all, peaceful resolutions, love over fear, and with your help, oh God, find hope and forgiveness in ourselves and in our world. We pray this in the holy name. Amen.
Now I'd love to interview and introduce to you one of our nation's and our military's best friends. He's such a good guy, Chef Robert Irvine. I'm telling you, as a teenager, he had an interesting life because he joined the British Royal Navy. It was during his military service that he began to refine his culinary skills that he's brought to several very well-known and successful television Food Network programs.
He is now a proud American citizen and has become one of the entertainment industry's strongest supporters of our military. He's been named an honorary chief petty officer by the Navy, and his nonprofit, the Robert Irvine Foundation, supports our nation's heroes and their families. And we are indeed honored to introduce a true friend of our uniformed men and women, Chef Robert Irvine.
How's everybody doing? I can't hear you. How's everybody doing? Today we're here to celebrate, and I mean celebrate. On Memorial Day, we remember the incredible price that had been paid to secure our freedoms, and the weight of the adage, all gave some, but some gave all. I ask today that you keep the names and the memories of the fallen in your thoughts and prayers today, as well as their families who carry the burden of loss with them forever. Every day for these families is Memorial Day. God bless you all. God bless America.
Chef, thanks so much. We appreciate that. And now, it is a great pleasure to welcome Tony Award-winning actor Joe Mantegna. Both Joe and Gary Sinise have graciously supported this parade since its inception. Joe's often said that Memorial Day is our most important holiday because it is the holiday that makes all the others possible.
And you know what's so interesting, Dave, what I love about him? He's had several family members that have served in the military, in particular World War II. And one that we got to know in this parade, his uncle Willie Novelli. We loved him, and he would join him in the parade up until he passed in 2011. Uncle Willie served in General Patton's 3rd Army. And Joe Mantegna, you know that we love you. And we think of you more than just as Fat Tony. You're a great hero to us in this parade. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our precious friend, Joe Mantegna.
Thank you so much. And my Uncle Willie and all my combat veteran family, thank you so much. Last night was my 23rd year as part of the National Memorial Day concert. It's such a privilege to be here and also to co-host with my dear friend Gary Sinise, who you're going to hear from in a moment. But as was said, this is our nation's most important holiday. It is the one that allows us to spend each and every year with our loved ones, with our family, living in the greatest country that's on this planet. And so we are a beacon of light for a lot of other countries, many of them who are represented here today. And it's one of the proudest things. It's the most important thing I do in my life every year to be part of this. Thank you all for being part of it. God bless America. God bless all the freedom-loving countries on this world.
You.
Thank you indeed, Mr. Mantegna. For anybody who serves in the military or did serve, Gary Sinise needs little introduction. For more than 40 years now, he's been a tireless supporter of our nation's veterans and active duty military men and women. And what came to prominence with his legendary role as Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump has led to more than 100 USO tours, countless visits with our troops and wounded heroes, hundreds of support concerts with his Lieutenant Dan band, and a lot more than that.
And that band is a great band, but you know how Gary Sinise is. He's not happy unless he's doing more for the veterans. So let me bring you up to date. He expanded in 2011 his individual efforts with the creation of the Gary Sinise Foundation that seeks to uplift our nation's defenders and their families each and every day. And Gary, people have told me in this parade that you've helped them so much. Ladies and gentlemen, he's more than just a great friend of the parade. He's a hero to Americans and members of the military and their families. Please welcome that wonderful guy, Gary Sinise.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a great tradition to be here with the National Memorial Day concert each year with Joe. Many, many years. I was looking back at some old videos today of my family members sitting up here back in 2006. I think it was my first year for the parade. Many, many warm memories. I had my Uncle Jack, who served as a navigator on a B-17 bomber over Europe. I had my dad, who served in the Navy. I had my brother-in-law, Jack Treese, who served in the Army as a combat medic in Vietnam. Their son, who served in Afghanistan. So many family members have served in the military, and so much of what I'm doing today begins with them. I've learned a great deal from them. And most of all, I've learned from so many military members and family members that I've met over the years through the work of the Gary Sinise Foundation and the concerts for the troops over the years. And I have been inspired by them. I have been motivated by them. And I have been reminded that freedom comes at a cost. There's a price that is paid. Over 1 million have paid that price in service to our country over the years. And we can never do enough, as far as I'm concerned, for the men and women who serve our country and the families who sacrifice. This is a special, special day for our nation. God bless all who serve. God bless your families. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Gary Sinise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's National Memorial Day Parade draws together the heroes of 80 years of military history because of the landing of D-Day, plus hundreds of service members wearing the uniform today, families of our honored fallen, and it's going to be televised nationwide to more than 100 million American homes and to all military personnel all around the entire world on the American Forces Network.
And none of this would be possible without the support of our presenting sponsor, the Boeing Company. And representing Boeing, please welcome former U.S. Chief, or I should say U.S. Navy Intelligence Officer and a veteran of tours in Iraq and Central America, and presently the Chief Compliance Officer and Vice President of Global Compliance for the Boeing Company, Darren Hostetler.
Thank you. It's hard to follow Joe and Gary, and I will do my best. Thank you both for everything that you've done for veterans in our country. We appreciate you so very much. General Brown, welcome. Thank you for being here. Assembled distinguished guests, too many to mention. Thank you, and a special thank you to senior representatives of all our allies around the world for being here today. Thank you. I am just so proud to be here on behalf of the Boeing Company, to be a co-sponsor of this event with our friends at the American Veterans Center and all the supporters here as we participate in this incredibly meaningful event to honor those who gave their last full measure of devotion for our country and our freedoms. It's an opportunity for us to honor their legacies, and as we do that, it's also an opportunity for us to reflect upon and recommit to the institutions and the values that they fought for. I hope today, in addition to this parade, we can also take an opportunity to think about those values that draw us together, that unite us rather than divide us, that we all share and we all have a stake in order to keep our democracy enduring and strong. At the Boeing Company, we try to remember our fallen heroes every day and what they fought for every day, as we work hard to produce the services and products that we hope will support today's warfighters in maintaining that never-ending struggle to preserve the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. I am only one of 18,000 veterans at the Boeing Company who work every day. And on a personal note, I'm only one father of millions of servicemen and women who serve us. Go Navy, by the way. Although I'm only one of 18,000, I believe that all of them would want me to say today, for all of you who have served our country, all along this parade route and all across our country, thank you for your service and for the dignity and honor you brought to the task. To all of the families who have supported our service people throughout the years, thank you for your sacrifice and your devotion. As was said in the benediction, and thank you for the benediction, we also want to take a moment to remember those who continue to suffer from those unseen wounds that are amongst us. And to all the families who have suffered grievous loss, who have lost a loved one, bless you and thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for what you have given for our country. Thank you again to the American Veterans Center. Please have a peaceful and meaningful Memorial Day. Thank you from the men and women of the Boeing Company. Let's have a great parade.
And we now have a very special guest coming up to speak with you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, General C.Q. Brown, Jr. is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. As chairman, he serves as the nation's highest-ranking military officer. He is a principal military advisor to the President, to the Secretary of Defense, and to the National Security Council.
I've just come to the sitting position of attention for all of this. General Brown was commissioned in 1984 as a distinguished graduate of the ROTC program at Texas Tech University. He served in a number of positions at the squadron and wing levels. He's a command pilot as well. He's sat in that left-hand seat for more than 3,000 flying hours, including 130 combat hours. General Brown has commanded a fighter squadron, the Air Force Weapons School, 2 fighter wings, the Air Force's Central Command, Pacific Air Forces, deputy commander as well for U.S. Central Command. And prior to serving as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the general was the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, General C.Q. Brown.
Well, good afternoon. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today. Each Memorial Day, we come together to honor the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. Their courage and selflessness have safeguarded our freedoms, and we owe them a debt of gratitude that can never be repaid. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the American Veterans Center for organizing this extraordinary parade. Your dedication ensures that the legacy of our fallen heroes is preserved and cherished by all generations. To our hosts, Anthony Anderson, Drew Carey, and all who have a role in today's parade, thank you for lending your voices and your presence to this important commemoration. This parade is more than a celebration. It is a solemn reminder of the cost of freedom. Each float, each band, each participant represents a story of heroism and sacrifice. They honor those who fought on battlefields both near and far, who displayed the extraordinary character and uncommon valor, who laid down their lives to secure stability, prosperity, and liberty for generations to come. To the families of our fallen, your resilience and strength inspires us all. The memory of your loved one lives on through your unwavering spirit. We stand with you in your grief and in your pride, celebrating the life of your loved one. As we watch this parade, let us reflect on the sacrifices made and on the immense cost of their freedom. Let us honor the memory of those who gave everything for these United States. Let us pledge to uphold the ideals for which they fought and died. May God bless our fallen heroes. May God bless their families. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, General C.Q. Brown, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Now, you know, we're getting pretty close to getting this thing started here, folks. And you know, we could not have done it without the support and the assistance from so many of these government agencies and departments in Washington, D.C. And of course, we can't forget that great National Park Service. We're just about ready to kick off this 2024 National Memorial Day Parade. And the parade is going to be streaming live at the American Veterans Center YouTube channel.
The National Memorial Day Parade's television special will be seen around the country on local stations in more than 100 cities, including right here in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Hosted by Anthony Anderson, Andrew Carey, it will also be carried to our troops watching around the world on American Forces Network, and will be joined by many special guests, among them Kevin Costner, Tyler Perry, Chris Pratt, Jimmy Kimmel, and many more.
Now, thank you all for coming out. And now the opening musical number is just about ready to start. It's going to signal the parade's beginning. But as we begin our special television broadcast and stream live around the world, I have 4 words I'd like to say.
And they are?
Let the parade begin.
From the nation's capital on Constitution Avenue, Washington, D.C., we bid you welcome to the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade.
And please welcome Chief Dennis Mora and the Memorial Day Festival Chorus under the direction of Dr. Britt Cooper from Walsh University.
He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Amen. Amen.
And that ought to get you started.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade presented by Boeing. I'm Dave Lucas.
And I'm Blanquita Cullum. And on behalf of the American Veterans Center, Dave Lucas and I are so honored to be able to host this special commemoration to generations of American service and sacrifice, and to welcome our great service members watching around the world on the American Forces Network. We're so happy you're with us.
Indeed we are. From the American Revolution to the generations serving today, today's parade honors those Americans who have served and sacrificed throughout our country's history. How about it? Let's have a parade.
Let's have a parade now. In keeping with tradition, the members of the Metropolitan Police Department make their way down Constitution Avenue, signaling the official kickoff of the parade. There we go. There is that great police department. Again, you know, this is the Metropolitan Police Department. This is official, folks. The parade is getting started. I love this. They look really snazzy. And feel free to clap and cheer in this parade. You know how we are. We love to honor our heroes.
Participation is encouraged. And in keeping with tradition, members of the Metropolitan Police Department make their way down. Following them, the Metropolitan Police Department Cadet Corps open to D.C. residents between 17 and 24. Cadets work full-time and earn up to 60 college credit, tuition, and an annual salary. Part-time cadets must be high school seniors, earn an hourly rate. If you're looking to join the cadet program or know somebody who is, visit mpd.dc.gov.
Now, carrying the lead parade banner are a group of very special women. They are the Gold Star Mothers. And today our hearts are with these mothers and their families, as this day is our nation's collective remembrance, paying honor to the children that they've lost while in service to our United States Armed Forces. And here is the pride of Washington, D.C.'s marching bands, the Frank W. Ballou Senior High School Majestic Marching Knights. This award-winning band with heart and soul. Now, they use musicianship, hard work, discipline, dedication, compassion as tools to overcome all obstacles.
And this is not their first parade. In fact, they've marched in this parade for more than a decade. So let's listen in to the soul of the blue and gold.
The banner says, in memory of those who have given their lives in service of our country. Now, leading the procession is a salute to our fallen heroes. It is among the oldest of military traditions, and that is of the riderless horse and a full honor funeral.
This gets to me. Wearing an empty saddle with the rider's boots reversed in the stirrups, it honors the warrior who will never ride again. And this is a very striking reminder of the meaning of Memorial Day and the sacrifices made on behalf of us all. We're joined now by the National Memorial Day Parade's Ceremonial Honor Guard, consisting of marching platoons from each branch of the U.S. Armed Forces.
These platoons are under the order of Joint Force Headquarters, National Capital Region, and are joined by the United States Navy Band. Joining us in this special opening tribute are platoons from each branch of the armed forces, including the United States Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Yes, feel free to cheer.
The 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, this is the Army's famed Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. 18th century battlefield musicians wore the reverse colors of their units, so that explains the bright red coats and the blue trim.
And next we welcome the United States Park Police Horse-Mounted Unit. The Mounted Patrol Unit was founded back in 1934 and is one of the oldest mounted patrol units in the United States. Those horses are trotting in tempo, aren't they?
A big parade requires a big flag. DSS Incorporated brings us this 50-foot-long Stars and Stripes. It's being carried by the Brooklyn College Veteran Student Organization. And they were established back in 1974 by some returning Vietnam-era veterans. And their goal is addressing academic needs of veterans and peer counseling programs. And that important work started then, continues today.
From the oldest school in Corpus Christi, Texas, let's welcome the Roy Miller High School Marching Buck Band. Now, the school began in 1894 as Corpus Christi High School, changed its name to honor the mayor back in 1950, Roy Miller. As we say in Texas, y'all take a listen here. We welcome and are honored to present our Grand Marshals, living legends, the heroes of World War II. Our opening parade float features veterans of the mighty 8th Air Force. Their incredible story is recently told in the acclaimed series on Apple Television, Masters of the Air. It's great. A gracious thank you to our presenting sponsor, Boeing, for making their participation possible.
How wonderful is that? And joining those heroes, Miss America 2024, Air Force fighter pilot Madison Marsh. Lieutenant Marsh is the first active duty member of the U.S. military to earn the title, and we will catch up with Madison later in this show. And on board the float, B-17 veteran of the mighty 8th, 99-year-old Dr. Martin Rayburn.
Wonderful program. If you haven't seen Masters of the Air, you just got to see it. We're honored to present these living legends, heroes of World War II. And they are just going to be coming through the parade and wonderful. This year, as we've talked about, marks the 80th anniversary of the epic D-Day invasion. In commemoration, these surviving heroes of World War II join us riding in historic cars from the classic car clubs of America.
Leading the way, D-Day veteran Marvin Gilmore, riding alongside famed actor Bryan Cranston. Brian's father proudly served as a Navy pilot in World War II. His mother served in the Coast Guard.
I thought you were introducing Walter White. Oh, no, it's Brian Cranston. These surviving heroes join in honor of all the 16 million Americans who served in the war and the more than 400,000 who did not come home, now and always. We thank you to the greatest generation, World War II, for your service those 80 years ago.
And special thanks to American Airlines for providing airfare and the Gary Sinise Foundation for covering lodgings for our Legends of World War II, because we could not do this without you.
Oh, they look great, don't they?
They really do.
Oh, I love them. You make them feel welcome. This is the greatest generation still with us. And heroes to the core. Now let's make way for the Washington Scottish Pipe Band and Color Guard of the St. Andrews Society of Washington, D.C.
Formed in the 1920s, this band consists of civilian, active duty, and retired musicians of various backgrounds, and they have been piping for anywhere between 4 and 60 years. Their participation is made available by Independent Apparel.
Well, you know what I hear? All the way from the Lone Star State of Texas. Yep, it's the Poteet Fightin' Aggie Band from Poteet High School. Now, y'all not know this, but Poteet, Texas, and you need to remember this, it's the strawberry capital of the world. Yummy strawberries. This band performs at that great Poteet Strawberry Festival, one of the largest agricultural festivals in the state. Y'all are sounding good.
Pay attention to the Texan over there. The band recently earned its first sweepstakes award since the 60s for the University Interscholastic League's music evaluation in Texas, and we should listen.
I guess we need to say Gigamaggies.
Yeah, that would be very appropriate, I think, right?
Our next float is made possible by that wonderful Gary Sinise Foundation, founded by actor and humanitarian Gary Sinise. And joining Gary, of course, is famed actor, his longtime friend of the parade, and a good friend of Gary's, and a friend of ours, Joe Mantegna. Through his nonprofit, the Gary Sinise Foundation honors the family of our fallen heroes who joined Gary and Joe in today's parade. Today, we remember their sacrifice.
at the Gary Sinise Foundation, they not only honor the families of the fallen, but they help our nation's most severely wounded military members, support our veterans, and provide for our first responders, and so much more. Special thanks to the Gary Sinise Foundation, and thank you, Gary, one of this parade's great champions.
I want him to come back with that great Lieutenant Dan band.
Clearly, you're a fan.
I am a fan of Dan.
Memorial Day is an opportunity to honor our fallen service members in a spirit of deep gratitude and respect. We must never forget their bravery and the sacrifices they made and the sacrifices their families made in defense of our freedoms. We also have an opportunity to honor them every day by working to uphold the values and the institutions they fought so hard to protect. On behalf of the Boeing Company, thank you to the American Veterans Center for making this parade possible and for your continued commitment to all veterans.
The 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by the Gary Sinise Foundation.
And, of course, the Idaho Potato Commission and also the American Veterans Center. Please join our mission to preserve their legacy. Go to theamericanveteranscenter.org.
I also want to mention U-Haul as well. They're also very generous in their support. From New York, this is the Hilton Crimson Cadets Marching Band. It started back in 1963 under the direction of Charlotte Collins and Assistant Director Sherry Bruni. The Crimson Cadets include students in grades 7 through 12, and this award-winning band performs in parades and shows to entertain all ages, and illustrate the power of music.
We want to thank American Airlines for their sponsorship of today's parade. American Airlines is the official airline of the National Memorial Day Parade. Now let's welcome Paws for Purple Hearts. I love this organization. It's the world's only service dog organization for wounded service members and veterans. Partnering with Bergen College for Canine Studies, Paws for Purple Hearts produces some of the best service dog trainers and the highest quality assistant dogs. I had a rough time saying that.
You got through it, though. Good dog. And representing Atoka High School in rural southeastern Oklahoma, the pride of Atoka, the Wampus Cat Marching Band. They're a recipient of a number of awards. The Pride of Atoka is a perennial winner of First Division Superior ratings. Under the direction of Samuel Karafotis and Alyssa Wirtz, this band won the Chickasaw Nation Band Day, Pauls Valley Marching Championship, and the U.S. Bands in Denton Showcase, and we'll listen for a bit.
Well, I'll tell you, none of those drummers dropped the beat, that's for sure. We want to thank Xfinity for their sponsorship of today's parade.
And we want to thank Stars and Stripes for their sponsorship and participation in the parade.
The 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is also brought to you by the State of Qatar.
American Airlines is the official airline of the National Memorial Day Parade, and by the Veterans Affairs Biorepository Brain Bank. 45 minutes a year can save countless lives. We'd like to thank Music Celebrations International for coordinating all of the bands in today's parade. From Southern California now, the Kaiser High School Catamount Pride Band and Color Guard. And this band, equally decorated, many accolades. In fact, they represented their school in the 2019 Tournament of Roses Parade.
Great parade, but it ain't the National Memorial Day Parade. The Kaiser High School Catamount Pride Band, it's a premier band. Let's take a little listen and find out why. Our next float, a very important one, features family members who have lost loved ones who served in the armed forces.
The Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, or TAPS, provides hope, help, and healing to all those grieving the death of a service member. As a proud partner of the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS, we encourage you to support their mission to embrace the families of the fallen. For 30 years now, TAPS has been there to support the thousands of military families who've made the ultimate sacrifice. To learn how you can support the families of the fallen, go to TAPS, that's TAPS.org. These families of the fallen are honoring their heroes by carrying their photos with them as they go up and down the parade route and represent the real spirit of Memorial Day.
Now, riding on the float is Bonnie Carroll, founder and president of TAPS. She is an honorary grand marshal of our parade today. And this next person, I see him and I can smell and taste freedom. Yes, I'm talking about our good friend, Chef Robert Irvine, who served with the British Royal Navy before becoming a proud American citizen. He's a tireless supporter of our military and first responders. And we want to give a big congratulations to this great team on the 30th anniversary of founding TAPS.
And we also want to thank Chef Irvine and the Robert Irvine Foundation for providing funding for transportation and lunch for many of the active duty service members here today.
And you know that's a great lunch. If he had his finger on it, it's the best.
It has to be good.
It's yummy. Here are the Fife and Drums of Yorktown, formed in Yorktown, Virginia in 1975 for the 1976 American Bicentennial Celebration. Today, they continue their mission to recruit young people ages 10 to 18 to train in the rudiments and drill of 18th century field music. With 13 stripes and 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies. Here's a replica of the original American flag. Now I'm going to give you more details on this, Dave.
All right.
They say, the legend says that Betsy Ross created it in Philadelphia during the Revolutionary War. But a lot of people say that's not true. But her grandson made a representation of a document, a letter to the Philadelphia Historical Society, showing that Betsy made that flag with her own little hands.
There you go.
God bless Betsy Ross.
Legend has it, several members from the Continental Congress, among them George Washington, asked Betsy Ross to sew the first American flag back in 1776, and it is carried today by the folks from the Civil Air Patrol.
Don't let anybody tell you Betsy didn't make it. She made it,
There you
folks.
go.
Founded in July 4th, 1876, on the 100th year of our country's independence, the Sons of the American Revolution is among the oldest patriotic organizations in the United States. Each of its more than 36,000 members is a descendant of at least one patriot of the American Revolution.
Now, for Americans who have grandparents born in the United States, it's estimated 60% of them can trace their ancestry to a patriot of the Revolution and join the sons or daughters of the American Revolution. And by the way, special thank you to Harmon's Carriages and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes for your partnership. Hailing from the Constitution State of Connecticut, this is the debut performance of the New London High School Whaler Marching Band in today's parade. Led by the talented Juan Rodriguez, this award-winning band has wowed audiences across North America, from the sands of Virginia to cosmopolitan Toronto. Known as one of the most dynamic groups on campus, the Whaler Band isn't just about marching. Their melodies echo year-round at sporting events, community gatherings, and music festivals. With remembrance and gratitude on this Memorial Day, let's enjoy.
We want to thank WTPO for their sponsorship of today's parade.
From Lynchburg, Virginia now, the Liberty Christian Academy Marching Bulldogs under the direction of Mrs. Autumn Escarell. It's the largest private school band in Virginia, and they've performed at Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, and Universal Studios. And we'll listen.
These volunteers carry a banner to remember those from the War of 1812.
And a familiar face leading the Star-Spangled Banner down the parade route, General Andrew Jackson. Long before becoming president, the general won that decisive victory over the British at the Battle of New Orleans back in the War of 1812. Well done, General.
General Jackson is accompanied by an oversized replica of the Star-Spangled Banner. By the dawn's early light on September 14, 1814, the attacking British saw the American flag still gallantly streaming over Fort McHenry in Baltimore.
And the side of the flag signaled the British attack had failed and the Americans had carried the day and won the battle. Flag carried by members of the Civil Air Patrol. And a special thank you to the Veterans United Home Loans.
Joining us from Manning, South Carolina, is the Manning High School Golden Pride Marching Band.
Under the direction of Jordan Jefferson, Terea Scott, Justin Pearson, and Jonathan Robertson, the band is no stranger to D.C. They marched in President Obama's inaugural parade. Golden Pride boasts a number of awards and superior ratings, and their passion for music shines as they play current pop hits, R&B classics, and we'll listen. With malice toward none, with charity for all, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. Those words so eloquently spoken by Abraham Lincoln during his second inaugural address, and demonstrate his devotion toward healing the shattered nation.
Our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, he's riding in a carriage pulled by a draft horse from Harmon's Carriages and Training in Brandy Station, Virginia. Welcome back, Abe. We're glad to see you.
Like the hat.
A special thank you to Xfinity for sponsoring the next unit.
This flag coming down the street now, a replica of the famous Bennington flag. It evokes the spirit of '76. It's being carried again by some folks from the Civil Air Patrol. We sure do thank them for their help. The flag measures 15 by 20 feet. The actual relic flag is on display in Bennington, Vermont. And the number 76, well, yes, that refers to the year the Declaration of Independence was adapted and adopted. Sons of the Union veterans of the Civil War, formed back in 1881 to carry on the traditions and memory of the Grand Army of the Republic, a fraternal organization of the United States soldiers and sailors who fought in the Civil War to preserve the Union. The sons and daughters of Union veterans of the Civil War, the oldest congressionally chartered heritage group in the United States.
General John A. Logan, their commander-in-chief, started Decoration Day on May 30th of 1868 to honor those who gave their lives to preserve the Union in the Civil War. Well, of course, now it's no longer Decoration Day, it's Memorial Day, and we have a great parade celebrating it. Now, please welcome female reenactors of distinction known as FREED. From the African American Civil War Museum right here in D.C., they march to represent the unknown or forgotten ladies of the Civil War era who made major contributions to educational, medical, artistic, and the social makeup of our nation.
It's important to our American history that it be told accurately and urgently so that our next generation of leaders might understand the importance of their responsibility and the destiny of our nation.
Semper Paratus, always ready. Marching down Constitution Avenue is the United States Coast Guard. Yes, the Coast Guard always stands ready to protect more than 100,000 miles of U.S. Coast Guard. And we are now watching the Code of Support. This beautiful parade float comes from the Code of Support Foundation. They change lives by getting military veterans, caregivers, and families the support and resources that they have earned through their service and their sacrifice. Means so much to so many.
Hi, I'm Bob Spear, the chair of the Code of Support Foundation.
Give them a big round
We are
of
very
support.
proud
They
to be
do
part
so
of the
much.
2024 National Memorial Day Parade. In commemorating those who have sacrificed their lives in military service, we gratefully recognize the patriotism and dedication of our fallen comrades and their families. At Code of Support, we are committed to ensure we leave no veteran behind. We thank all involved in making today's event a meaningful day of remembrance.
This is the USO Mid-Atlantic chapter. The USO, a family of volunteers sustained by the charitable contributions of millions of generous Americans. The USO is united in its commitment to support America's service members by keeping them connected to the people, places, and things they love. The USO's work is America's most powerful expression of gratitude to the men and women who secure our nation's freedom.
Well, guess what? That beautiful sound is coming from the Everett High School Crimson Tide Marching Band. Now, it's a small city. It's just across the Mystic River from Boston, and despite only being just 2 square miles on the map, the community is a blend of cultures from all corners of the globe. This is the 6th time a band from Everett High School has performed in our parade, and we welcome you back.
Rolling down the parade route now, George Washington chapter of the Model A Ford Club of America. Of the 5 million Model A Fords built between 1928 and 1931, more than 100,000 still travel the highways and byways now. Visit their Father's Day weekend antique car show in Chantilly, Virginia.
New Line Cinema and Jaguar Cars North America teamed up in 2002 to create the new Jaguar for the Austin Powers movie Goldmember. This vehicle is one of 3 vehicles modified for the film. It was purchased from the Jaguar Cars, and the current owners are Bill and Sue Kurzatak of Waynesboro, Virginia. And ooh, baby, you're looking shagnificent.
The 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by Sunbelt Rentals, the State of Kuwait, the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes.
And don't forget, the American Veterans Center. Please join our mission to preserve their legacy. And you can do so. It's so easy. Go to AmericanVeteransCenter.org. rosemount.org. I hear our next unit coming to us from Veteran Affairs Biorepository Parade Bank. It's going to be here in a second. Just listen a minute. Now, before becoming president, Teddy Roosevelt gained acclaim by leading the famed Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War.
Bully.
No, you beat me to it.
He was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for his legendary charge up San Juan Hill. Turns out he's the only president to have received the nation's highest military award. And portraying President Theodore Roosevelt is Michael Levick.
You know, I have to tell you that he recruited troops in San Antonio, Texas. You know I have to tell you that.
And you just did.
I just can't help myself, darling.
This is the first USV regiment, the Rough Riders. They're both a charitable and historical society whose mission is to keep alive the historic contributions of Theodore Roosevelt and the men who served alongside him.
Now, they participate in about 13 parades per year, but they hold numerous fundraisers and events to raise funds for dozens of charitable organizations. We can both say bully to that. All the way from Barstow, California, here is the United States Marine Corps Mounted Color Guard, Semper Fi.
The Color Guard is a 4-member formation consisting of the senior Marine and Color Sergeant carrying the national colors, a Marine carrying Marine Corps colors, and 2 rifle bearers. The Color Guard shows its respect for the nation and those who have served, and yes, Semper Fi, Marines.
We're not too far from 8th and I, you know that.
That's true.
Have you had the Marine Corps breakfast?
No, I have to confess no.
Oh, I bet a lot of folks out there have had the SOS breakfast, right? Semper
That
Fi.
one, okay.
Now from Aberdeen, South Dakota, here is the Aberdeen Central High School Golden Eagles Marching Band. The band returns to the National Memorial Day Parade, last marching with us in 2011. This award-winning band has also performed in Walt Disney World and in New York City. Let's take a listen.
Roaring down Constitution Avenue now, members of the Lions Club from D.C., Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. And heralding their way is the Lions of Maryland Marching Band, who regard community service as their core, exemplifying the Lions Club motto, "We serve."
Established in 1917 during the First World War, the Lions are celebrated for their dedication to community service, including initiatives like vision screening and comprehensive health care. This year, the Lion Clubs celebrate their commitment to our veterans and our fallen heroes. And as I mentioned to you, they did this. They started in 1917. They established it right during the First World War. Awesome. Now, as I mentioned, the Lions Club highlights their commitment to our veterans and our fallen heroes. And if you look at them and they're marching, they're wearing beautiful red, white, and blue sashes. And joining is Ms. Veteran America Victoria Taylor, U.S. Marine Corps.
Embodying the theme Changing the World, the Lions have expanded their services to include disaster relief, hunger alleviation, diabetes management, support for pediatric cancer patients, youth leadership development, and environmental conservation efforts. Let's stand together with the Lions to support our veterans and improve our communities one project at a time. Joining us now from Oklahoma, the Tishomingo High School Band. This band has performed across the country for the last half-century. They've made appearances at the Cotton Bowl, the Liberty Bowl, and the Alamo Bowl.
I like that. The band is led by naval musician veteran Hank Patterson and is proud to represent Tishomingo, the Chickasaw Nation, and the great state of Oklahoma.
Now, more of DC's bravest. This is the DC Fire and EMS Department, proud to be a part of the National Memorial Day Parade. Your nation's capital is very well protected by the bravest who work every day to ensure the District of Columbia, the residents, and the guests are protected and healthy. They've provided support to this parade for many years and are humbled to take this moment to reflect on, remember, and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for their country.
And here comes the Vernon Viking High School Marching Band from Vernon Township from New Jersey. This marching band participates annually in the U.S. Band's competitive circuit, and they were awarded first place at the New Jersey State Championships in 2023. They've traveled and performed around the world, but you know what? This is their first time in our parade.
Welcome.
And welcome to the National Memorial Day Parade.
Let's welcome now our Blue Star Mothers to Constitution Avenue. Blue Star Mothers of America Incorporated, formed back in 1942. These are military mothers supporting their sons and daughters who are currently serving, as well as supporting our veterans, Gold Star mothers, Gold Star families, and each other. They take great pride in providing service for the past 82 years and welcome all military mothers into their organization.
And we thank the state of Qatar for their sponsorship and participation in today's parade.
Joining us now, the Bishop Union High School Marching Band and Color Guard under the direction of Ryan Mills. They reside on the, get this now, the east side of the Sierra Nevada in California, 50 miles south of the east entrance to Yosemite National Park. Bishop is the self-proclaimed mule capital of the world. and the band and color guard are missing the annual Mule Days Parade, the world's longest non-motorized parade, to be with us here today. And we're happy to thank you and say welcome.
I wonder if they know Yosemite Sam. Great band. Parade volunteers carry this banner to remember those that we lost in World War I. That's coming up, folks. Now, the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade is presented by Boeing, but it's also brought to you by DSS Inc., the Code of Support Foundation, Events DC,
and the Robert Irvine Foundation. The World War II segment of the parade sponsored by American Airlines as well, and we thank you.
And we thank those who've served. Today, we remember those who have given their lives, making this the true meaning of Memorial Day. We honor those that we have lost.
The Gold Star service flag was designed during the First World War back in 1917. It is brought to us today by Sunbelt Rentals. The flag is displayed by the family of a fallen service member and is a symbol of the spirit of the Memorial Day holiday, which we celebrate today. In 2021, the American flag was raised for the first time over the newly dedicated World War I Memorial in Pershing Park here in Washington. The memorial dedicated to the 4.7 million Americans who served during the war and the 116,516 who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Among the memorial's strongest advocates was the last surviving veteran of the First World War, Frank W. Buckles. I remember Frank. He joined the National Memorial Day Parade prior to his passing in 2011. Great guy. Today, World War I Doughboy reenactors join the parade in his honor, in the honor of Frank W. Buckles, and in honor of all who served. From Hoboken, New Jersey, and coming off their award-winning show, can you just get a guess if they're from Hoboken? Do you know who they represent?
Yes, some guy was a pretty big singer at one point, I think.
Francis Albert Sinatra.
Him, yeah.
Yeah, they had a wonderful award-winning show called My Way, a celebration of Frank Sinatra. And here they come, the Hoboken High School Rockin' Red Wings.
And the Red Wings headline that Hoboken baseball parade honoring Hoboken as, and I didn't know this, the birthplace of our national pastime.
Is that right? Well, let's take a listen.
Absolutely. Play ball.
The Women Marines Association marches down the avenue right now, and they are comprised of women who have served or are serving honorably in the United States Marine Corps regular or reserve components.
The Women Marines Association was established in 1960 to ensure the legacy and history of women Marines be preserved and shared, and the accomplishments and milestones that they managed influenced the next generation of Marines.
They never leave a Marine behind. Semper Fidelis, you great brave women.
Check out this cool 1903 Curved Dash Oldsmobile.
Wow.
This vehicle's been in 320 parades and events in 7 states and here in the district. Riding in the 03 Curved Dash Olds, Bob and Kathy Geyer of Silver Spring, Maryland.
It's doing better than my car. Drives better now. Now, let me tell you about the dignitaries who've driven in that car. You've had veterans of World War I, World War II, every war and conflict, including we've had senators in that car, and congressmen, secretary of state, governors, mayors, stars of stage and screen. Are you kidding? Everybody's been in that car. Now let's welcome Eastridge Lancer Marching Band. They are representing Rochester, New York. Another 7th through 12th graders, and they are so proud to march in the National Memorial Day Parade. And you know what? We're proud to have them.
We sure are. The Lancers have won 6 New York State championships. Commitment, pride, and excellence, the goals that the Lancers strive for on and off the field. And we'll listen. The World War II era tank brought to us by the Americans in wartime experience. American history was written in the lives of ordinary citizens. Now, leading our salute to the World War II generation are the flags representing the 26 original Allied nations of the war. Flags being carried by the Civil Air Patrol, the official auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force.
They sure do look beautiful, don't they there, Dave?
Yeah, they really do.
Gorgeous. We weren't doing the parade, you and I would be standing up every time we saw one of those flags. Here is a tank brought to us by the Americans in Wartime Experience. That's coming down the road here, I think, pretty soon. Now, this tank is so cool. Yeah, it's the famed Sherman tank. And as I mentioned to you, it's brought to us by the Americans in Wartime Experience. I love it. It was the most widely used medium tank by the United States and its allies during World War II. Get this, Dave, more than 50,000 of them were produced between 1942 and 1945.
That's an amazing accomplishment.
Do I see that we have this incredible van coming up? Oh, look at this. America's Wartime right behind us there, Dave. That's amazing.
Following is the Voices of Freedom van. Voices of Freedom project provides veterans of wartime and those who've served on the home front an opportunity to record and preserve their stories for future generations. Now, just since 2010, more than 800 interviews have been recorded in that mobile unit right there.
Oh, I believe it, don't you?
And preserved for posterity.
Wow. The 50-foot flag from the Republic of China better known as Taiwan, commemorates a long-standing partnership between the United States and the ROC that began in World War II, continues today.
And today, Taiwan remains a steadfast friend and partner in democracy and human rights. Their flag proudly carried by members of the Veterans Affairs Council, ROC, Taiwan. Established in 1982, the ROC Veterans Association of Greater Washington, one of the largest Chinese community organizations in the Washington area. With more than 300 members, all are veterans of Taiwan's armed forces. Many of the association's members included veterans who joined with U.S. forces in the Pacific and East Asia theaters of World War II.
In the past years, the association actively participated in many activities here with their friends of U.S. veteran groups to promote the mainstream events in the Chinese community. They were great. Next up is U-Haul, the original veteran moving company. Now, I don't know if you know this, Dave, but U-Haul was founded by a World War II Navy veteran and his wife in 1945.
Need anything moved right now? This family-run company, one of the nation's largest military-friendly employers, and always commits a portion of its community outreach to honoring veterans and addressing their needs. Today, U-Haul, its 30,000-plus team members and its 21,000 independent dealers, remember the heroes who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. To all who have served and sacrificed, and to their families, U-Haul says, thank you, and God bless you. U-Haul brings us the next float, honoring the brave service of the United States Merchant Marines. During World War II, 250,000 merchant mariners served, as part of the U.S. military, delivering supplies and personnel around the world. More than 9,500 lost their lives, a higher proportion killed than any other military branch. For their valor and sacrifice, the Merchant Marines were recently awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. The U.S. Merchant Marine Academy is the only federal service academy authorized to fly the battle standard flag. And it says 142 on it, representing the 142 cadets who were killed during World War II while serving their midshipman assignments on ships carrying vital wartime supplies.
Riding on the float is World War II U.S. Merchant Marine William E. Keene, along with his daughter Kathy. Bill enlisted in the U.S. Merchant Marines in June of 1943 at the tender age of 17 years old. Bill made 15 voyages during his enlistment, and besides all of his service medals and the ribbons that he's been awarded, he was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal of Honor and the Convoy Cup Medal for service under combat conditions.
We should be taking pictures of him, frankly, not the other way around. And now to perform the Merchant Marine service song, please welcome a graduate of the Merchant Marine Academy and a veteran of Operation Desert Storm, Aaron Gant.
Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pole with the hatches full. Ready the wind, ready the sea, fighting the treacherous foe. Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. Let the seas roll high, oh, oh. We can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us the guns and we'll deliver. Down the submarine, we're America's Merchant Marine. Thank you.
In 2010, the United States Congress voted unanimously to inaugurate Spirit of 45 Day, a national day that honors the achievements and values of the men and women of the World War II generation.
Keep the Spirit of 45 Alive is a national nonprofit coalition whose mission is to promote awareness and participation in the Spirit of 45 Day, so the example of our greatest generation will continue to inspire future generations of Americans. Today, young Americans join to carry photos of the men and women who served in World War II.
Members of the Brooklyn College Veteran Student Organization are joining today to help to pay tribute to the sacrifices made by our World War II generation, and they are carrying photos of the heroes of the war.
These pictures make it all very real, don't they?
They
From
sure do.
Harrison, New York now. The Harrison High School Huskies Marching Band, sponsored by Music Celebrations International. They're proud to be joining the National Memorial Day Parade for their second time, and we'll listen to this award-winning band. And the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by the Gary Sinise Foundation
And Lions Club International. Service from the heart. Together we can. Also by Independent Apparel.
The National Moment of Remembrance, established by Congress, asks all Americans, wherever they are at this time, to pause in an act of national unity.
Right now, the National Memorial Day Parade will participate in that moment. Will be coming to a complete stop while taps is played in honor of all who sacrificed their lives. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we ask you to stop and join us in this very important moment.
sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Taps was played by chief musician Kevin Businski.
And that amazing rendition of Amazing Grace, sung by Chief Dennis Mora.
From California, here is the Canyon Springs High School Cougar Canyon Regiment under the direction of drum majors Denise Aguilar and Jasmine Dan. Year after year, this band exceeds expectations in accolades and ratings. Recently, they performed at the home of the San Francisco Symphony, leaving that audience in awe. Under the direction of Mr. Christian Lozano, let's find out why and take a listen. The 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by the State of Kuwait and Pause for Purple Hearts.
Also by Events DC and by the Wounded Paw Project. The Vietnam segment of the parade sponsored by Sunbelt Rentals. Our next float features honored guests, American veterans of the Korean War, made possible by Veterans in Defense of Liberty. In 2022, the Korean War Veterans Memorial on the National Mall was rededicated, adding the names of more than 43,000 fallen U.S. and Korean service members to a new wall of remembrance.
In 2022, a new wall of remembrance dedicated at the Korean War Memorial, right there in the mall, as we were talking about, included the names of 43,000 service members killed in the war. You know, it's often referred to as the Forgotten War. The Korean War was one of the deadliest conflicts in American history, with more than 128,000 casualties.
And join us, members from the Korean War Veterans Association. 6.8 million served in the Korean War era. There are an estimated 400,000 Korean War veterans alive today, with an average age of 93 years. A heartfelt thank you for your service.
From Hampton, Virginia, let's welcome these veterans who received their care at the Hampton, Virginia VA Medical Center.
From the bluegrass state of Kentucky now, the Johnson Central High School Golden Eagle Marching Band and Color Guard. They're known for their performances throughout Kentucky and West Virginia. We're happy to have them here, and we'll listen for a bit. Now, from Springfield, Oregon, this is the Springfield High School Mariachi del Sol.
Órale.
The group was recently featured on Good Morning America in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. Under the direction of John Bridges and Jacob Steinberger, the group is proud to have shared the stage with Mariachi del Sol de Mexico, Mariachi Flor de Tolache.
I'm going to help you with La Mariachi del Sol de Mexico, Mariachi Flor de Tolache, y Mariachi Herencia. You all get to say arriba, échale, así se toca.
Gracias.
Échale.
This in-demand group performs over 40 times each school year, and we're going to enjoy now.
I'm going to take you out to listen to some mariachi music.
Bueno.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm sorry, that's the Mexican-American in me. Thank you to Costco for being one of the parade sponsors.
From Columbia, South Carolina, this is the Marching Keenan Raider Rubber Band from the W.J. Keenan High School under the direction of Howard C.C. Parnell, Jr. This band has received many superior ratings and participates heavily in their community. Recently, the band played in a parade honoring the national champion University of South Carolina Lady Gamecock women's basketball team. Here, now, the Camouflaged Sisters, an organization that focuses on empowering military women and women veterans through the art of storytelling. They've created a platform and safe space for women to share their stories. They've released 8 Amazon best-selling books sharing the stories of more than 140 women.
Parade volunteers carry the banner to remember those we lost in Operation Desert Storm. I'm sorry, we just see, we're working so well together, we're now talking at the same time.
Joined now at the hip.
We are. Channing. The National Memorial Day Parade in 2024, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by the Sinise Foundation, Xfinity,
and Leidos. And special thanks to Leidos, a Fortune 500 technology, engineering, and science solutions leader, for sponsoring the lunch for, get this now, 1,000 active duty personnel who are participating in this parade. Leidos working to solve the world's toughest challenges in the defense, intelligence, civil, and health markets.
I think that lunch was made by Robert Irvine.
He was busy.
I taste freedom.
Our salute to those who served in the Gulf War, sponsored by Leidos.
On this Memorial Day, we stand with the people of the U.S. to pay our respects to the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice and services of their country. Qatar hosts Al Udeid Air Force Base, home of the U.S. Central Command, Forward Command, and more than 11,000 American servicemen and women. These brave troops work shoulder to shoulder with the Qatar service members in efforts to promote regional security. We are proud to be partners in peace for our region and across the world, and we commemorate them on this day of remembrance.
And we thank you, Brigadier General Ali Al-Kuwati, for making that very important statement for us on behalf of Kuwait. Oh, do you hear it?
Yeah, I believe they're here.
I love them. This.
Thanks now to the state of Qatar for your continued partnership. Here, the Big Idaho Potato Truck with the Tater Team on its 12th cross-country journey, brought to you by, no surprise, the Idaho Potato Commission. All this started in 2012 as a one-year campaign to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Potato Commission and quickly became a big part of pop culture. And I mean big. Look at the size of that.
Well, look, the truck travels the country promoting the certified heart-healthy Idaho potato. Its mission to help charities with a big helping program. But can we get serious here? Who doesn't want to have their picture taken with a 4-ton potato from Idaho? And you know what? I'm just hoping they're going to bring some sour cream and cheese. Now, here's the fun fact. The potato truck, the Big Idaho Potato Truck, just got back from visiting its 50th state in Hawaii. Do you think they added pineapple?
Maybe.
It's no skin off my back. They have a peel.
Got any more?
I do.
All right. Band coming. From Berwyn, Pennsylvania now, the Conestoga High School Marching Pioneers. The Marching Pioneers have performed across the United States in parades, football games, and band events. And we'll listen to their show. As our story continues, we honor the service and sacrifice of those who fought in the Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm. With the theme of Kuwait Remembers, this next float is brought to us by the state of Kuwait. Among the parade's first supporters, the people of Kuwait wish to convey their deep appreciation for all those who served and those who fell in the fight to liberate their nation.
On behalf of the people of Kuwait, we have the following message from the Ambassador to the United States, Ambassador Al-Saba.
The very special relationship between Kuwait and the U.S. Armed Forces was forged and further cemented during the First Gulf War. In 1990-1991, we Kuwaitis watched in amazement and admiration as the U.S. Armed Forces put themselves in harm's way to liberate my country. And ever since that day, we've had a very special place in our hearts and our minds for the U.S. and its armed forces. And that's why we're here today, on Memorial Day. And we will always be here to say thank you.
Thank you, Admiral Al-Saba. And you're seeing a photo in memory of a dear friend of this parade, Admiral Ronald Christensen. He was known as Rabbit Christensen. This great man was the admiral of the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier. He was brave. He and his wife, Mackie was right there at the beginning when this parade was created, and it was their contribution that made it possible. Our hearts are broken because we don't have Rabbit Christensen with us, but the Honorable Admiral Ronald Christensen Rabbit Christensen, our hearts are with you, our grateful hearts are with you, and the nation thanks you for its service. The National Desert Storm War Memorial Association is honored to host a group of veterans who served on active duty during Operation Desert Shield and Operation Desert Storm in 1991.
The Gulf War, which was the successful liberation of Kuwait in 1991, was the result of a coalition of 34 nations. These veterans are part of the mission to build the National Desert Storm and Desert Shield War Memorial on the National Mall near the Lincoln and Vietnam War Memorials here in the District of Columbia. Thanks to our Gulf War vets for your honorable service now more than 30 years ago.
Let's welcome the Woodland Hills Marching Band and Images Visual Ensemble from just outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Under the direction of Robert Carr, the band is made up of 8th to 12th graders. Now, they've appeared in the Walt Disney World Parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Hollywood Christmas Parade, the Peach Bowl Parade, the Tax Slayer Bowl. Well, now they're with us. And you know what I want to say? Go Woody High, Wolverines, and welcome. From Georgia, here's the Westover High School Marching Patriots under the direction of Mr. Ray Eddy. The group features the auxiliary team, the Prim and Proper Patriots. They make their Memorial Day parade debut today. The band's had many accolades, and you'll be able to tell why.
these are definitely not MREs. This is Mission BBQ, known for its traditional American barbecue and for our mission to serve those who serve. Each location supports the global war on terrorism, Memorial Foundation, as well as other military, veteran, and first responder organizations in our community. Every day at noon, the entire restaurant stops to honor our country with the singing of the national anthem. Visit mission-bbq.com for more information.
Parade volunteers carrying the banner, saluting today's military. The 2024 National Memorial Day Parade presented by Boeing and brought to you by American Airlines, official airlines of the National Memorial Day Parade, and the Wounded Paw Project.
And by the state of Qatar. Our salute to those serving us today, sponsored by the Code of Support Foundation. Our closing marching band, the 380th Army Band. They started as the 80th Division Band back in 1943 and gained recognition for their contributions to World War II, campaigns in northern France, the Rhineland, and Central Europe.
Yes, as he says, now known as the 380th Army Band, comprised of over 30 Army Reserve soldier musicians. They're stationed in Fort Eustis, Virginia. They provide professional ceremonial support and commercial entertainment throughout the DMV area.
Our final float honors the millions who served on active duty post 9/11 and the 1.3 million serving today and the more than 7,000 lost in combat operations.
Joining are active duty uniformed service members from the United States Armed Forces, representing all who service with honor, duty, country, courage, patriots. On behalf of a grateful America, we say thank you and God bless you. Thank you to the Wounded Paw Project. They've been a great sponsor to the parade, supporter of this great parade.
Please welcome the Wounded Paw Project from Virginia. Wounded Paw focuses on the prevention of animal abuse and the rehabilitation of abused and rescued dogs, like Elvis, who was rescued from a drug house in Las Vegas. Wounded Paw Project is guided by the PAW principle: protect, advocate, and wagployment. That means giving abused and rescued dogs a second tail in life. Be the voice for the voiceless and report animal abuse.
Well, as Elvis would say, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very much.
And thank you to the state of Qatar for being a sponsor and supporter of the National Memorial Day Parade. I wonder if that's Elvis.
He's left the building now. And thanks very much to the parade volunteers for carrying the American Veterans Center banner, the organization responsible for today's parade, and frankly, so much more. Please visit AmericanVeteransCenter.org to see all they do for all our veterans.
And all the way from Kansas, here's the Olathe Northwest High School Raven Pride Marching Band under the direction of Robert Davis. The band's thrilled to return to today's parade. The last time they were with us was in 2018. Now, I want you to notice The students are wearing buttons of servicemen and women and their families to honor or memorialize their service to our nation. This consistently award-winning band plays at all the games and other school events like orchestra concerts and musical theater performances.
The National Memorial Day Parade would like to thank the Mustang Club of Maryland, the National Capital Region Mustang Club, and the Central Virginia Mustang Club. And the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, presented by Boeing, is brought to you by Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS, the Code of Support Foundation,
and of course,
the American Veterans Center.
And you see how important it is, folks, that this parade continues. Please join our mission to preserve their legacy and go to AmericanVeteransCenter.org.
And a profound thank you for being here with us on Constitution Avenue in the nation's capital this afternoon. Today, we would like to thank all the veterans, the parade marchers, and the volunteers.
And we want to thank all the great folks at the American Veterans Center and, of course, all the sponsors.
And to those of you serving in harm's way, stay safe, and thank you for your service.
We have you in our hearts and our prayers. And you know what, folks? You did so good. We're going to have you come back next year. Yeah, that wraps it up. We'll see you here in the nation's capital for the next National Memorial Day Parade. God bless you.